Finding a stock market mentor. You know, this always seemed like it would be something easy to do. But I remember when I had first started in trading, I didn't know any of the companies out there. They all seemed relatively the same and they all wanted a lot of money. I didn't know what to ask, I didn't know where to look. And that's what this is about today. So, when it comes to looking for a stock market mentor, you really want to take the time to consider, is it just one particular group? Is it a particular individual? Some places promote one person, their history, their experience, their call outs, it's all on this one individual. And then there are other places that like to present a group. They'll have a multitude of specialists in each of their own chosen fields, and they package that out as a trading community. So either one of those two, right? And so some of the questions that you want to ask is there a track record of the things that they've been doing? Are they really new? Did they just show up? That can be a little bit of a red flag, right? If a company gets shut down and then they just change their name and pop right back up again, then they have all the infrastructure. They have, they know how to get onto Google searches and they can use their email database. But there's some new company that didn't exist yesterday, and yet they've got all of the links and everything in place. So if they're really new, that should be a little bit of a red flag. It's a question to ask. What kind of track record do they have? Have they been around for a while? Are there any reviews that you can find from places where it doesn't look like someone was paid to say something, right? Yelp is one. There's a couple of others that are just really fantastic review sites where people get to speak their mind and it doesn't look like they were paid promotions. Uh, are they doing live trading? That's always another one. I see a lot of places that do call outs and they'll say it's on a hypothetical account. It was all in hypothetical profits. Nobody's actually trading the call outs at the company. And that always just sends a red flag up for me. If their trade call outs are so good and they want someone to, sign up for their service and pay for those call outs, how come they're not trading the same call outs, right? If it's so good, why are they using a hypothetical account? Why aren't they taking the trades live with you? Is there any sort of a trial period or maybe even a refund period? And this one is really important to me. There's not always a universal trader. We don't all want to be swing traders, or we don't all want to be day traders. You never quite know if the group you're going to be signing up with is a good fit for you until you get in there and check it out, right? A lot of them keep things behind the paywall. You can't really see what's going on until you get there. And it's good to know that there's some sort of trial period where you can kick the tires, see if you like it, and then decide whether or not you still want to stay there. Some places put really big trades on. Just for an example, they may be an excellent trade service and they have a great track record, but if they're putting on really large positions in a way that cannot be sized down and you're not trading with a large account, that kind of service won't do you any good. So just a perfect example of being able to, kick the tires and really check to make sure that what you're signing up for is what's going to be useful for you. Is there any one-on-one engagement? We all have different experience when we get to the market, and some of us, have been around longer than others. We've kind of got a better idea of what's going on. But along the way, we all have questions. And if there's no one to talk to, if there's no one-on-one engagement, who do you go to when you don't understand a call out or you don't understand what's going on? Is it just some help button where you fill out a form and send it into the ether and hope somebody responds? Or is there actually some one-on-one engagement where an individual that you can, ring their bell and ask a question and trust them to respond and get back to you in a timely manner? Are things explained, right? If they're just whistling through all the material and they don't slow down and explain anything, that's not very helpful. If they're going to present something, then hopefully they will explain it in better detail. Maybe not live, right? I get it. We can't do everything live, and some of the explanations get a little monotonous when you have to keep explaining them every single time you stream. So making a recording of the explanation would still be presenting an explanation. So are things explained? Also, in that explanation, listen to what they say and how they say it. Do they actually sound like they understand the material that they're talking about? And I mention this one because I've seen some places where it's almost like they hired somebody to just read a script. And you could tell that the person really didn't understand what they were saying. They were just reading the prompt. So, are things explained by someone who actually understands what it is, the material that they're talking about? Another one is, are you actually learning anything, or are you just doing some sort of mimic play or copy trade? That's a big one too. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people who pay for a trading service just to get the call outs, and that's all they want. They don't want the interaction. They don't want the one-on-one. They don't need the explanations. They just want the call out, and that's it. And if that's what you're looking for, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're looking for a mentor, then you're looking for some explanation, you're looking for some experience, some education, some guidance. And so if you are looking around at the different places that are out there, see if they are offering you that growth or if they're just offering you a fish for the day. All right. Is there a gimmick play? There's some places out there that they have one single trade that right now seems to be working out for them really well. And that is kind of a gimmick play. It's going to last as long as these market conditions last. And then when they're gone, so will this strategy be gone. Right. Or there's one particular setup like non-farm payrolls day, some kind of pre-market gap up play. And it only works on that one single day when we get that kind of behavior, but otherwise there's really no trade. Well, that's kind of a gimmick play, right? It's just going to work for a little bit. Learning that one strategy would be great, but how much time are you going to put into that one strategy before you're ready for another strategy? And that's kind of the goal, right? Just keep learning more and more and more strategies. So is it a gimmick play, or are the things that they're teaching something that can be applicable to different time frames, different scenarios, and maybe even different markets? Because that's where you really start rolling up your sleeves and getting into market dynamics and structure and really growing your experience in the marketplace. So when we think about finding a stock market mentor, those are some of the hot topics that you really want to dig into. Right now, we're looking at the Bullish Bears day trading course. And I didn't choose this, it just popped up as the page that I happened to have clicked to get in here. But if we were to back this up and just to go to the Bullish Bears for an example, this isn't a call out service, right? They don't that's not the goal. That's not even the purpose. It is about trading courses, trading education. And sure, there's trading rooms. You can see trading live. You can talk to people who are trading, and there's moderators to answer questions and help you better understand the material that is in all of this education that they have on their website. But just wanted to bring it up, that there's so many places out there that are trying to just give you that fish for a day. And then there's places who are 100% focused on growing you, growing your experience, and teaching you to fish for yourself so that you don't need somebody else to give you a fish, right? So when it comes to finding a stock market mentor, those topics that I hit on, track record, trading trial period, things being explained, one-on-one engagement, learning rather than just doing some kind of mimic or copy trade, reviews from just regular people out in the world, and whether or not they're trading live in front of you. Those would be some of the hotter topics that you would want to hit if you are looking to find a stock market mentor.